Hello, hello, hello. It's a brand new day, and this is our morning connection. How you doing this morning? I am Skip LaCour. I'm so glad you are here today for our morning connection, our daily ritual, our discipline, our workout for the mind, our habit of just you and me getting together at the beginning of our day, at a designated time if it's not at the beginning of your day, to get our minds right, to get our game face on. Hey, did you wake up this morning with your game face on? Did you have something in mind that you were going to do today that was going to put you ahead? Not just check off the boxes, fulfill your basic responsibilities. You're going to identify one thing. That's the thing I get you to think about. I wake up every morning with one thing in mind that's going to just get you ahead. Beg, borrow, steal the time, 5 minutes, 5 hours, but every single day, living with that sense of urgency, something to get you to that bigger picture today. Something I just want to remind you of, get you to think about every single day as we meet. If there's one thing that I can get you to think about. Hey, during this morning connection, it's about getting our minds right. Mental toughness conditioning is what I call it. And I was thinking about it, what do we need mental toughness for? Right? We don't need mental toughness to celebrate all the good times when we're so positive and happy, right? We need mental toughness to get through the tough times. Tough times, they come and go. Tough times, sometimes we volunteer for those tough times, right? Maybe we bite off more than we can chew. We overestimate our abilities, and we have to deal with this thing called failure, right? And when I come to you, a lot of times I don't want to just sound like some motivational meme, something that you can just see one of the squares popping up on your social media platforms and just say, oh, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. But today I do want to talk about how to get over failure. How to get over failure. Maybe just a mindset shift in the way you look at failure, something that may be helpful. I was also thinking about all the topics. What value can I bring to your life during these morning connections, just a little bit every single day. And all these topics that I talk about, how to be more positive, how to get over failure, which I'm going to talk about today, how to be more productive, whatever it may be. I was thinking about I could talk for 18 hours, right, on each one of those topics. Whole laundry list of strategies, thoughts, things I've done in the past that worked, failed, some of the best advice that I was given by other mentors or I've observed, right? I could talk about all of these topics and give suggestions, strategies, and things for you to think about, like I said, for 18 hours. So I thought I'd probably talk about these topics over and over again, just give you one thing to think about during each morning connection. And so today I want to talk a little bit about how to get over failure, right? I think that's what we need, right? We need the mindset when times are challenging, right? More than we need. Who needs a talk? Who needs to connect when times are good, right? That's the time to celebrate. I think we need this connection. You need this mindset shift when the times are challenging. So today, again, I'm going to talk about failure. In a moment, I am going to acknowledge you for being here. Say good morning. And that's what I love so much about this morning connection. We're really building this tribe. I see the numbers go up, 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 and up, right? And it feels good. You know me. If you've been watching these, I want the massive growth right away, right? I want more men just like you for this mental toughness workout for older men. I want the numbers to grow just outrageously quickly, right? I'm putting in the time, the effort. I'm thinking about you all the time. But you got to be pleased with progress, right? So let's see who is joining us this morning for our connection. So glad you are here today. And I know that it's the afternoon and evening, other parts of the world, and we have an international audience. Say hello. I always want to acknowledge you for being here. And post your comments, whether you're watching me on YouTube and you came over from LinkedIn or Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you say hello whatever time of day you are watching our daily connection. Post it down in the comments, and I'll always acknowledge you whenever you watch our morning connection. Brian, good morning. Good to have you here. Hello, Afad. Hello, Pete. Good morning. All right, so today I want to, just talk about, open up a discussion, right? Not completely solve it, but how to get over failure. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, and I wonder if you can relate to this too, is that, when we all, well, I always have, hopefully this is you, I would think this of a man like you who watches this Morning Connection. We have these big boy dreams. We want to hang with the big dogs. We want to be a big dog, and we're willing to put in the work. Learn the strategies, step up, challenge yourself. We want to play with the big boys. We want to do big boy things and have all the accomplishments that go with that, right? And we intellectually know that it's just not going to be a smooth path. We're going to fail along the way, right? And I'll tell you, there are times where I just think, wow, I surprise myself. I impress myself like, wow, it's no more thinking. I actually accomplished some of these big boy things that I've always wanted to do, right? And that's a great feeling. I always talk about how confidence is doing something that impresses you and you alone, builds that confidence. But after I accomplish something like that, and after I'm proud of that, wow, look what I did, I always think to myself, actually accomplishing it was no real huge feat as far as effort or mindset. It was just a small shift that was the collection of all my experiences. And some of those experiences, many of the times that pushed me, that changed my nervous system, got me to just try one more time or a little bit longer, or do things I just wouldn't have done. Right? I would have said, well, I want to succeed, but I don't really want to do that. It was just those little things. And it was failure that got me to that point. And sometimes even when I'm headed for quote unquote failure, I just think, this is the price of admission. This failure, I would have never done it. I could talk all positive. I could talk to you all these positive talks, read positive books, read all the memes in the world. But I have to be honest with myself. My level of satisfaction or conditioning, I would not have done the things that finally made me break through to be impressed with myself if I didn't fail, if I wasn't disappointed. And it just makes me think, I needed to fail 20 times more than I have in my life. And if you're a little bit older like me, we got to do it now, right? I wish that I didn't fear failure. I didn't anticipate failure stinging so much. Hell, let's face it, failure does sting. There's no doubt about it. Right? But it doesn't sting as much in retrospect when you're looking back, especially after you succeeded, after you broke through, after you became that bigger, stronger man, and now you're at that level forever. Man, I just wish I would have failed more. I guess I don't wish I would have failed more. I wish that I didn't fear the sting, the pain of failure, because that's what I needed to just, not just talk about it, talk about success, read about success, plan and say it. Actually do. We're at this stage, right, where if you're a little bit older, oh, you have so much potential. I'm going to do that someday. We're not at that stage anymore. It's time to actually do it. And, man, thank God for my failures. And I'm not just saying that to be hokey, just some motivational talk. I wish I would have failed more, but more importantly, I wish I would have got over failure. I would have stepped up to that person that impressed himself a lot sooner. I don't know, just something to think about if you're going through challenging times right now and you think past the sting, the pain, and the recovery. You're going to look back on these times of failure and wish you would have experienced that failure 5, 10, 15 years before. Because you always had it inside, I know that about you. But you got to do it sooner. But if this anticipation of failure, now look, I don't have to go through your failure. You don't have to go through my failure, right? So it's easy to say, I get it. But when it's that tipping point where, are you going to take action or aren't you? Well, you're not going to take action, really. It's what you fear. But if you, in that moment, that downside that's preventing you from taking action, that fear of failure is the exact same thing why you're in this position. And it's probably going to, we all have these set points to reset, to change our thinking, to step into our big shoes, to really become that person. It's going to change. a shock in your nervous system to become the person you want to be. And that's probably going to take failure rather than more preparation and more thinking and more waiting. Just some thoughts on failure. Just some thoughts on failure. I thought that might be helpful. Now I see a comment from one of my bodybuilding friends, and as a coach, a friend, my job is to push you to step up, right? And his question is, hey, I need to lose body fat. Can you give me a diet? And I'll just tell you this. There are like 10 million diets on the internet, and we all know that we got to not eat the stuff we're eating, more calories, right? Is the reason why we can't do things and we just think about them and talk about it, we don't take action? Is it because we don't have information? Or is it we fear the pain, I'm going to do all this effort and fail and not get the results? Right? So this can extrapolate to fitness or whatever area. Failure, failure, failure. Get out there and try. I talk to so many men, they come to me for coaching, they talk to me about the 12-week fitness transformation. I've been talking to a lot of men just this last weekend. And I do my best to I know they're coming to me because they want something, and they're on that little cusp, and to me I'm thinking, well, what do you have to lose? Well, in that moment, they do have a lot to lose in their mind, right? I'm not attached to their failure, their pain, their getting their hopes up. But if they could just think past that failure, just think past that failure. Anyway, hey, when you're a little bit older, we got to address this failure, right? And see it as an empowering event that, like I said, changes our nervous system and wakes up that more creative, resourceful, gritty person to that big boy you really want to be. And we got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Got to take on the day with a sense of urgency, love, connect, produce. All right, take care of our bodies. Get on that diet finally. All right, let's do it with a sense of urgency. All right, hey, remember everything in life is just a matter of figuring out the patterns. Some are more complex than others. I have this empowering belief. I want to share it with you that I can figure out any pattern, just a matter of time. I may be a little bit slower in figuring it out, but I eventually can, because everything in life runs in patterns. You can figure it out too, whatever your biggest challenge is in life. So expect the best from yourself, expect the best from your efforts, and expect the best from other people. They're going to get what you have to offer, the value that you provide, that these ideas, your services, whatever it is, they're going to get you. It's just a matter of time. Expect the best from other people. How could they not get you? You are a force to be reckoned with. Have a great day.